Hello gamers, Matt Lemke here with Jamie Chambers. I was going to call him somebody else there for a second, which would have been all kinds of bad. And we are going to take a quick look at his new game. Well, it's new in stores. It's been a print to play game for about a year and a half?
A little over a year.
And it's Building an Elder God. It is a really cool game. I did play it last year at Con on the Cob. No, actually I watched my children play it and they had a blast. That says a lot, because they're sometimes hard to deal with when it comes to games. But we're going to go ahead and open it up, and Jamie's going to run us through a quick demo, as in demolition. So inside you have all the cards, which I guess you would call this a mapping game.
Yeah, well, we a lot of times we call it a tile or even a pipe game, since it sort of is the legacy of that breed of games. And this one does not come with the actual set. This was a promo card that bears my ugly face on it.
Ah, and
but the rest of these cards are straight from the set that everybody gets.
Yeah, now.
And the rule sheet is missing as well.
You don't need much of a rule sheet, really, though. You could probably figure this game out without the rules.
Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we will separate the Elder Sign cards, which are an optional rule that are not always used. So look like that. Pull those out. And then we have double-sided all the starter cards, which are the base of the monster and then the heads. And those are easy to find because they're double-sided. So we have these four here. There's the other fifth base. So we have those heads. There's 5 of each to support up to 5 players in the game. So those are all the starting cards taken out of the game. When you get your original set, you get cards that are the Necronomicon, that look kind of like this, and then you cut them to make 10 separate pieces, because these are not actual cards, or like game pieces you use.
Oh, so these are actually...
Yeah, they come with the game in the actual
that's actually
card
one,
size.
That's one piece, and
you take a pair of scissors and you snip them. The rest of them, you shuffle.
Yeah, and you need a little bit more space than this to play the game, so we're going to cheat.
Yeah, table space is
Yeah,
valued. The first time I ever demoed this game outside of my offices was at a party, and we played on the floor because the hostess's table was just no way you can even do a 2-player game of this.
I think you need about 3x3 to be safe. Maybe a little bit bigger.
Yeah, bigger is better with this game, even though you can kind of scoot your monster around and do some things to make things work. A couple more quick shuffles, and then we'll go ahead and deal. Just I don't remember how this particular demo deck. So we'll make sure there's a decent mix in the cards.
And they're pretty stiff. I mean, they're...
And I was really glad to see how the cards actually shuffle and deal.
Well, they're every bit as stiff as Magic the Gathering cards and Yu-Gi-Oh! And they have a little bit more of a plastic feel.
Yeah, we put a gloss coat on the cards, a matte thing.
No, it feels more like I don't want to say plastic card, because it's almost like hotel cards for doors. It kind of has that feel, but it's nowhere near as stiff.
Right.
And it is that coat of...
Yeah, there's a protective coat, and that was designed to make the cards fray less and last longer.
Well, you know what they make that out of? This little trivia.
I'm afraid.
Cocaine. I did not. I totally freaked out when I heard that. I was like, I cannot believe it's either cocaine or heroin, and they grind it up so fine that the powder polishes the card.
This I've not heard. Okay, we deal...
I don't know if that's true.
We deal 5 cards. Interesting urban legend. I'm now going to have to look that up. Find out what it is, and if people try to melt down their cards. And I do not recommend trying to use your cards to get high.
Well, no, by the time they do that, I guess it's pointless.
Yeah.
Because it's all ground into nothing.
Yeah, every player gets 5 cards dealt, and you always start your turn and end your turn with 5 cards in your hand. And since I dealt, I will allow you to play the first card. We both start with a base, and we grow our creature from there.
And I don't want to kill it right away.
And in your turn, you draw a card, and then you play a card.
That's good, because drawing a card is most helpful in this situation.
Ah, you got a purple. Purples are immune to shotgun blast, which means I can't just start hurting you right out of the gate. My turn. And I will veer off over here to the left. Oh, by the way, that's another thing I didn't do right. We both get 2 Necronomicon cards. rest go away.
That is correct. I do remember that. Hey, look at that. And now I only play off my side, right?
You can play good cards on yourself, bad cards on me.
Oh, so
And when you do damage cards, you can either do them, if it's a matching card where the beginning and end points are the same, you can overlay it. Or you can also do damage cards as an addition. You can actually do it as a build. And then I'm forced to heal whatever it is you gave me.
is that a damage card?
No,
What is that?
that is a ice stock. Ice stocks are used if you splitting up into two different directions. That's how you cap and end off of. That is just another build
Just
card.
another build card. Build card.
That is a damage card. That is a damage card. I need one.
And those are the only cards.
No, there's a mix of different.
Is that
directions
another
that
ice stock?
goes. No, that's just another build card.
The big serpent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
So I am vulnerable because I do not have an immune card.
yeah,
but you know.
I'm gonna play this cool looking one.
And since we have limited table space, and we will just simply say 8 cards in between the body and where the head will go in a complete undamaged connecting path to achieve victory.
That's a kind of bad thing.
Alright, so you're there, and what do I want to do to you? This would be a mean thing to do to you, so I'm going to do it. Alright, so now this is an example of damage as an add-on. So I've now created a split that you're going to have to heal, and you'll be stuck with it, and then you'll have to deal with it. So that'll slow you down a little bit.
I don't think it can heal.
Well, you have to play either a matching card or one of your free heals in a Necronomicon. But you still need to draw. Always have 5
a
cards.
matching card. So
Matching would mean you'd have a...
a card that matches it on
For
top.
example, I'll even reveal one of the things in my hand, like this would heal it. Or you can
Well,
just,
gee.
you have 2 free heals that the game gives you. That is something you can do. And you just
I don't have much choice.
Sure. Alright, since you didn't do that, I will heal myself.
Okay, he healed himself. That's all good. And wow, I don't have much choice for anything.
That you cannot do. That would prevent me from growing my creature, and isn't even a damage card anyway.
Oh.
You never actually stop
What is
anyone
that?
from growing. That's something you'll need to cap off one end so that you're not growing in 2 different directions. You have to close off one part of the
Oh,
monster.
okay.
Alright, Alright, here we go. I'm just gonna keep healing what you give me. So 3 cards, sword victory, and you or 2, what'd you heal that?
I'm good at causing damage, people.
Apparently so. Let's see if I got anything for that. I do not, and since I don't want to slow down, I'm going to use my first Necronomicon. So this heals and makes me immune to damage. So you won't be able to do an add-on here, because right now I'm protected. And then because I just healed, I have 6 cards in my hand, so I have to discard 1. I will go ahead and discard this guy.
I only want one. I guess I have to do the same thing.
Alright, you have
And then I have to
yourself.
close off an end.
Yeah, but you're going to need, but that was your play, so you need to discard a card now. So you have only 5 at the end of your turn. Turn.
So wait, if I so if I close this end off, I've got
Then you grow from
2.
here. That's not, anything floating off here.
So anything can connect to it.
Yeah, these don't even exist really. That's
Okay.
You just ignore the ones that aren't connected to your creature. Excuse me. Been sneezing all day. Okay, my turn. I drew, and now I got to figure out what to do with this mess I've inherited. And this is an example here where you can, in this game, you can only play portrait. You cannot do landscape. So this would be a legal move for me. This would not.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Which is rarely said about me. And that's pretty much the only thing I can do. So I'm going to go ahead and just do that, even though I don't really have room. I think I'm going to move my critter over here so I can actually build off that.
Yeah, that's a good thing. And then I'll draw.
And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm only 3 away from our little 8-card victory condition. And you're at 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah.
Yeah, you went ahead.
Okay. And I will go ahead. And this one, because of the placement, also breaks the rules because there's no way I can do anything with that if I heal that. So that would prevent me from being able to legally build, so you can't actually play that one. You play a different damage
so I
card.
can play.
Like one that veered off down that way, yes, that's a legal move. You never actually prevent somebody from finishing.
doing something.
Yeah. You can slow them down, but you can't block them off. Tentacle blocking is just
Illegal.
uncalled for. Alright. Let's see if I can do anything with what you just did to me. I cannot. I have to hate you now, so I now have to sacrifice my last necro.
Ooh, and he's got discard.
Dude, I will discard an eye stock.
Well, I will draw one card. Look at that.
And immune.
And, yeah, and an immune.
Which is right where I was going to hurt you too. But you still have to cap off that end. Because you can't have a creature that's open with the...
Oh, okay.
So on your next turn you won't want to think about that. That's another reason why splits are so nasty, because it suddenly forces you to divide up your resources away from victory. Alright.
I thought he did cap it.
No, you didn't put an eye stock down. You tried to put one on me before I clarified that for you.
I thought I couldn't build until I did. I don't know.
Alright. So I did that. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
This is all kinds of bad.
Alright, I'm going to keep on inching my way up because...
Well, I'm only at 6.
Look at me all sitting here all vulnerable.
You are all vulnerable.
No! And... luckily... matching card.
Wow. There's all kinds of bad.
So the good news is, well, here's the funny part. I'm now with your help. I'm now at 8, but because it's sideways, I obviously cannot play a head card yet. So I have to legally maneuver myself where I can.
Ah.
So you have slowed me down a little bit by playing something that veered off that way.
Well, then I think I... Is that one legal?
Yeah, you just shift your critter over a little bit. So that does that, and then I will play this. That's card number 9. And
Oh,
there we go.
I didn't know that you put the head on right away.
that is a declaration of victory. Once you have the required number of cards and you're healed.
So I should have wounded you.
Yeah, you could keep on.
It wouldn't have helped much.
That would just be a momentary inconvenience. Unless you shove me off in a different way.
It's a lot of fun with 4 people.
Yeah. 2-player games are trickier for this because there's no one else to pick on. It's
no politics.
There's a slightly different feel to the game when it's just simply 2 players.
How much is the box game?
$20 or $19.99.
That's very much worth it.
And also, we didn't play with the Elder Sign rules, but the way these work is you shuffle as many of these in as you have players, and then if you get one in your hand, then you play it as what's called Sacrifice Banish move. So if I played this on you, I would say I'm going to take my victory card for a second. I will sacrifice 3 cards starting at the end and working my way in of my creature. Now you have to do exactly the same thing. So the player has to pay for it with their own cards, but it can kind of change the landscape a little bit.
That's a lot of it.
So that's a fun little extra
Wow.
rule we tucked in.
That's really good. And where can they find the game online?
If you go to signalfirestudios.com, we have listings if you wanted to buy it directly from us. We are carried everywhere. Every major game distributor in the world carries our game, which means if it's not at your local game store, you can tell them to look it up and order it, and they'll be able to do so. But if you want to order it direct from us, we're happy to service customers who don't have game stores in their area.
And they can follow you on Facebook, right?
Yes. Oh, also Amazon carries this as well, so you can
and
look it up there.
it's still available print, right?
Oh yeah.
So that
You go to the print and play version. You can also currently get that directly at the Signal Fire Studios website through ours, DriveThruRPG.com and Paizo.com all have the print and play version.
Oh, I didn't know Paizo
So,
did.
yeah, that's a recent addition. All of our digital products are now up on Paizo and will be as well. We basically try to be everywhere people like to shop. We want to make our games available.
Yeah, Paizo kind of pioneered a lot of that.
Yeah.
But I didn't. I remember looking at their website like 10 years ago and going, "What is this place?" Okay. Thank you, gamers,
Cool.
geeks, and freaks.